for me, it's all about the track list. If you can beat match, great. What you do on the decks, for me personally, I don't really care. As long when I'm in a, if I'm in a club, I just want to hear some good tunes. It just also makes you stand out from just being, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with just DJing, but I think when you're creating your music and you're putting it out there, I just think that's just, for me, just another level. And obviously because I do it myself, that's like, I look up to it so much, and it defines you and your music and what you play, and defines you as not just a DJ, but, an artist.
Taking you guys on a journey of the music of the past, present, and the future. Welcome to Mambo Tales. We are here in the green room at Café Mambo with the lovely Nancie.
Oh,
thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man.
This is like a huge honor, honestly. Like Café Mambo to me is like ultimate. So I am absolutely loving being here.
Well, okay. We got some questions about that too. So this is one thing at a time.
Yeah, shut up, Nancie.
No. All right, so let's just start from the beginning. We want to ask you about your origins in music. Where did you begin to have this love for music, and then ultimately
progress
to being a DJ?
Well, my mom actually was in a band when she was younger. She supported Blondie, and my dad used to put on illegal raves in Birmingham.
Illegal, guys, make sure you keep that part. It was illegal raves, not legal raves.
So I grew up listening to music, and my family's very music orientated. And I started singing and songwriting properly at the age of like 14. And I used to go to the studio. I found like a studio in Birmingham, and I used to spend every weekend there. And I got to 16, and like all of my friends were going to college and to uni, and my parents were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to do music. And they, but actually, like, fair play to them, they fully supported me and still do to this day. So I just followed that route, and then I got to about 16, 17, going out to the clubs, and I was like, what can I do to put my music out there? Like, how can I get it out there? And I looked at the DJ booth, and I was like, it was like a light bulb moment. I was like, that's what I want to do. So I bought my first pair of decks, and then I did a 3-day DJ course with a guy called John Tansley, a teacher.
Shout out John Tansley, guys. Shout out John Tansley. He was amazing.
After that, I met like a few guys. It was like Craig Jones. He taught me how to play Serato. And then I just went around the clubs and basically begged for gigs. And I was playing like 3 till 5 a.m. every Saturday in a club called Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers, shout out Bushwhackers.
Yeah, and it was just amazing. Like I was absolutely loving it. And there was a guy in there who had a friend who was a manager, and it just kind of grew from there.
So what age were you when we're in Bushwhackers?
I mean, I think I started DJing in, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was 2014.
2014.
So it was like 7 years ago. And then it just grew from there, really. But my ultimate goal, I said, was Café Mambo.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you first started, guys, listen to this now. When you first started doing this and you had this dream, your original goal was Café Mambo.
Yeah, I remember as well sitting down with my mom and dad, and I said, when I get to play Café Mambo, I will feel like I've not necessarily made it, but like that's the greatest achievement that I could do in my career.
Wow.
Because starting from nothing, like it's very easy now to go on and play these huge places, but starting from the bottom and getting to a place like here is just, for me, I'm like, when I first played here, was it a month or 2 months ago? Yes. I can't even tell you the feeling. It was just, it was incredible.
Well, it's great that you bring that up, because my next question was going to be about your first time here playing in Mambo. Could you talk to us a little bit about, the first set? I mean, we're about to be blessed to have you for a second set as well. But could you talk to us about that first set, your feelings going into it, maybe how you prepared for it and how you felt after?
Well, I always like to do research before any club that I play at, and it's just simply because I like to obviously show what I do, but I also want to take into consideration the people that are there. Like at the end of the day, most people have got 9 to 5 jobs and they're saving up, and their weekend is their weekend, or their holiday is their holiday. And I want to give them that great experience. I'm not bothered about me teaching people new music and stuff. Obviously, I'll throw in some new unreleased tunes, but it's more like I want to take people on a journey and just have a really good time. But yeah, I'm not like, before every set I get nervous. Like I've learned to control it over the years, which I'm glad about. But yeah, I was so nervous about playing, and then as soon as I get on the decks, like something switches in my mind, and it's almost like, not an anger, but it's like, right, I'm going to give it. And so I did a lot of research. I looked at whether DJs had played it before. I wanted to check, like I knew about the sunset, so I wanted to start off slow and just really build up the vibe, and to the point where it's like big. I mean, I play all types of house music, but I knew that, like, especially with playing at Pacha afterwards, that it was like that very funky house. And I like to incorporate as well, like old school tunes that everyone knows, gets everyone going, as well as like the modern what's out there now. But no, it blew my mind. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
Really?
Like the reaction and stuff. Yeah, I thought that like some people would get up dancing and there'd be a good vibe, and you know, I dance like a nutcase when I DJ. It's like something takes over my body.
I mean, my personal opinion, I've been covering this 2 years now. The DJs like you that come to this venue and they give that type of energy, it always just comes right back.
Oh, thank you.
So that's exactly what we needed. And
people are always like, what are you on? I'm like, the vibe.
There you go, the vibe. That's what we on. And,
exactly.
And you can see everyone else was on it too. And that's, I don't know, for me personally, that's what makes that type of stuff so special. Because then you can really see what Café Mambo is about.
Oh, definitely.
Because in my opinion, only speaking from 2 years experience, but in my opinion, downstairs, that's what it's about. It's about that relationship between
100%.
DJ and viewer.
And just seeing like the crowd build up, and like also like I'm not a really big artist, and so I feel like, you know, to have that energy and all the people turn up supporting me and stuff, it was extremely overwhelming, but also just like, I'm so grateful and so thankful, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for these people coming to watch me and support me. And so it was just a very heartwarming, amazing experience. And I came off and it was almost like I was in autopilot. I was like, what has actually just happened? It took me a few days to process, but when you look back at the videos, oh my God, I'm just ready for round 2.
There we go.
I can't wait.
We're ready too. So I want to ask you about your latest single, latest track.
Yeah.
Your latest track, Human. I listened to it a few times actually, but I got to ask you actually, it's a 2-part question, because I understand that you're a writer. And you've been writing for a long time. I wanted to ask you about that. Like, when did you start writing? What got you into writing? Was it all connected with music? With everything you were told before? And also, what's Human all about?
So I first started songwriting when I was about 7.
Okay,
and
so also at 7, okay.
Yeah, I was like very, very young. And for me, I was, I don't know why, but I was a very, not a shy person with my emotions, but I just didn't really know how to express myself. And so I learned very quickly that writing songs kind of drew that out of me. And I also played piano since I was 3 years old. So it was very quickly like all merged together, and it was also like a safe space for me for a very long period of time. And even now, like, I love, if I'm having a shit day or if I'm having an amazing day, it's nice to just write it all out and put it into, and creating something that wasn't there before. And also as well, like, other people can relate to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't feel like you're alone in a way, because you make something, and when you see that other people are like, oh God, I felt this and I felt that, it's like, oh, we're all together. Like, house music, or just music in general, to me is like a religion. It just brings everyone together.
Okay.
So yeah.
So could you tell us about Human?
Yeah, so I wanted to create something that was very euphoric and just gave people the feels that they could just tap into the track. I always like to imagine when I'm making any music that I'm at a festival, or like you could say Café Mambo, and you're with your best friends and you've had like a shit time at work and you're just in the moment and you've got a few drinks inside you, the sun's setting, and it's it's just complete paradise and serenity, and it's like, what would I want to hear in that moment? What track? And so I always try to like produce, write and sing or whatever, just create the song that I would want to hear in that moment. And I think Human just taps into that euphoric sound that takes you like on a journey, makes you feel floaty, excited, and it's got a really good build up. And I just felt really, when I made it, I felt like, oh God, like when I play this out, I could feel myself getting emotional about it. Like, just taps into it, as well as being like an upbeat house track.
Right.
It's more melodic tech house, but it still taps into the emotion, and that's what I like to just leave a little bit of, bit of sparkle.
So I gotta ask, you are also a singer.
Yeah.
You're here to DJ tonight, but you're also a singer. Was that something that also started when you were young, at 7? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I was always when I was younger, I joined Brit Youth Theatre, and so I was in the theatre and doing productions for a really long time. I think I started when I was like 7 or 8 and went up all the way to 13, 14.
Okay.
So, but yeah, my mom was a singer. My grandma was on stage when she was younger as well. So it genuinely does run in the family. So but I love in music, I like to push myself, especially as a female. I like to try and do, as many things as I can, because it keeps it interesting for me as well. And I get bored quickly. So I like to just jump from if I feel one day that I want to sing or one day that I want to write, I can tap into that, which is, it's a nice feeling. That's what I enjoy doing. Okay,
awesome. So you touched on being a female DJ. Honestly, I didn't want to approach this interview with any questions about stuff like that, about you being a female in an industry that's
I love it. Bring it on.
Right, because I mean, I'm in the basketball field, and I really like to support like female basketball players, but I got to a point where I don't like even calling them female. I just like they're basketball players. So I'm thinking like, you're not a female DJ, you're a DJ. But I would like to hear your opinion on being a female in this industry.
Well, listen. The thing is, I am a DJ and I'm a female, so if people want to call me a female DJ, absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that.
Fair enough.
I'm not stupid, it's a very male-dominated industry. And, it can be frustrating at times because people tend to, zoom in on, oh, you're a girl, you can't do this. But I think I just let it kind of just... it just kind of makes me almost want to go back and be like, right, you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it at 100. So it ignites the fire in me. So actually, I quite enjoy it. And, when I first started DJing, there wasn't a lot of female DJs around. Right. So it has been, obviously the female DJs that were around were really inspiring to me. But it's been such a wonderful and beautiful thing to kind of grow in the industry and see so many females now absolutely killing it. And I look and I'm just like, you know what, fair play to you. Because when you started, or probably now, you probably get a load of shit, a load of hate online and all that. But you're not letting it stop you from what you want to do. And a lot of, I'm not stupid. I know that a lot of people would, with the hate and things, and negativity, a lot of people would stop and be like, do you know what, it's not worth it. So the fact that you can just turn around and be like...
The perseverance.
Yeah, exactly, perseverance. And also, if you're not paying the check, I'm not bothered about your opinion. So, yeah. But listen, you get that, but then also on the other side, being a female DJ, you get the amount of love and it being inspirational as well to young girls, and being you can do it in the music industry. It's an absolute honour, and I hope, I would love to think that I am, an inspiration to a younger generation.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. I can tell from our TikTok account, which is a younger crowd. But yeah, so you spoke about inspirations. You're actually doing such a great job of answering the questions, because you take me into the next question I had on my list 4 or 5 times already.
Kind.
That's fantastic. So I wanted to ask you about inspirations.
Yeah.
There's so many types I can ask, because you're such a talented woman. So you have inspirations in singing, inspirations in DJing, inspirations in writing. Are they all the same person? Are they different people?
I would say singing and songwriting, my ultimate inspiration is like Lana Del Rey vibes.
Wow.
Because
Nice.
her voice is, to me, impeccable.
Yeah.
And also just what she writes about is, I just think that her lyrically is just stunning. And also sometimes she writes stuff that it's like, I can't relate to that at all, but it's just beautiful. It just hits home, like even just things that, I mean, Summertime Sadness, stunning, video game, stunning. But I also love, I mean, I could go on a tangent here. Amy Winehouse, like I grew up listening to people like Frank Sinatra, Candy Staton, Bob Marley, absolutely love Bob Marley.
Shout out Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm a Jamaican son.
But yeah, DJ wise, I mean, I love, I mean, it changes all the time, but at this moment, John Summit, Vintage Culture.
He was just here yesterday, fantastic.
Oh, I know, I watched it online.
Oh,
I was back at home
you.
in England, it's raining, and I was just sat there like, I think, yeah, definitely those two. I mean, there's loads, there's Fisher, Chris Lake, they're all just killing it at the moment. You know, you've got James Hyde, Chris Lorenzo. Sam Devine is always an absolute legend. Like there's people like from Anjuna Beats, like Amy Wiles. There's loads of female, like Emily Nash has brought out tracks on Ministry Sound.
She's
she's killing it as well. There's loads of, I feel I'm having a brain freeze. They'll come to me.
I mean, you just named a ton of DJs. That's going to be great.
There is loads. But I just think I just look up to them because they're just on top of their game. For me, it's all about the track list. If you can beat match, great. What you do on the decks, for me personally, I don't really care. As long when I'm in a, if I'm in a club, I just want to hear some good tunes.
So you're about the tracks. You're about like the actual creating, like DJs that are making music.
Definitely.
Very interesting. Can you talk about that then?
Yeah, definitely. I just think when it just also makes you stand out from just being, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with just DJing, but I think when you're creating your music and you're putting it out there, I just think that's just, for me, just another level. And obviously because I do it myself, that's like, I look up to it so much, and it defines you and your music and what you play, and defines you as not just a DJ, but an artist. But yeah, like John Summit, his tracks at the moment, I'm like, please give us all a chance to make some good tunes, because you are killing it. That's which is his latest song? Is it Where You Are? That's the first song I heard. The first time I heard that, I cried.
You cried?
Yeah, it was stunning.
Like
genuinely cried. Yeah. I mean, I do get emotional in my sets. It's a bit embarrassing. Sometimes I wear sunglasses like this because I'm like, oh my God, I've got just a tear coming down my eye. I just love music and and just the emotion of it. And yeah, Where You Are, like the lyrics are, I want to be where you are, and anyone can relate to that. Like anyone in life, falls in love and has that moment, or that person. It doesn't even have to be in love, just your family, your friends, the people you have around you. And yeah, I just thought that is just genius. Genius.
Well, you've done it again, so we're going to segue into the next question. What's next now? You said you're making music.
Yeah.
What's next for Nancie? Like the next music, the next song, the next track, or next project?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do have my fingers in a lot of pies at the moment. I'm working especially with an incredible producer who I have to talk about, called Adria. He's from Barcelona originally, and when I say it's brilliant working with people that really want to create something together and really have just an incredible quality and inspiration about them, and Adria just knocks it out the park every time. We will get in the studio, and we'll both be like vibing, writing together, and producing. I'm sitting up because I'm getting all excited about it.
There we go.
But even like producing, like I'll be on the piano, he'll be here, and then we'd like swap over, and it's just such a good vibe. And he is an incredible producer. He is so talented, and it's so such an honour for me to work with him. He's the nicest guy. I mean, I've just been to his wedding. It was beautiful. But yeah, so we're working on a lot of stuff together at the moment, because it is, weirdly enough, like during COVID, I did a lot of sessions with a lot of people, and there are a lot of talented people out there, but it's quite hard finding people that you vibe with, that get what you want to get out of that session.
There you go.
And also as well, not having the pressure of being like, we've got to write a #1 track. But yeah, so I've been working on a lot of stuff with Adria at the moment, and we're in the midst of that. I've got stuff with Anjuna Beats, Amy Wiles that I've been working on. I've got a track with Alice Delmare that I've been working on. So there's quite a few things. But The next thing for me, I mean, as I said, my goal was to play Café Mambo. Obviously now, this is my second time today and I'm back in September. But the next goal, I would say DJ-wise, and you know, it's maybe be a few years, but I would say Glastonbury is one of them.
Okay.
And I did have another one, but I've forgotten it, so that's a really good goal to have. We'll stick with Glastonbury.
That's fine.
So yeah, but hopefully we will see, we shall see. If there's anyone that knows any contacts at Glastonbury, I'll really appreciate it. Drop me a DM.
I'm sure you're gonna get there. Could you tell us, you're talking about all the different people you work with, different projects you worked on. 2 questions.
Yeah.
Who, I'm assuming you probably will give us the answer now, like you just spoke about this person, so it might be them, but the best project you've worked on, the best like person you've worked with, could you think of who that would be?
Yeah, it's going to be Adria. It is. I just, he's just incredibly talented. It's a weird thing to say, but he understands me, and I think that is a lot when you're creating tracks with people. Also, you know, like we'll get in the studio, and if I'm having like a writer's moment or like an artist block, he'll be like, right, what about this? And then we just vibe off each other.
Okay.
And so every time I get in the studio with him, like I just know we're going to create something magical, and that's a great feeling because. Even if you go in with a blank slate, you just know you're going to create something at the end of it that you're going to be like, wow.
Okay, so then I guess my next question is, if you could choose anybody to work with,
who
would you choose? Any project, you're singing, you're DJing, you're producing, whatever.
Oh God.
Kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, that is really hard. I think DJ-wise, as I've mentioned, like John Summit or Vintage Culture would be. I'm just really inspired by them, and I just think, you know, I've followed their journey as well, and I just think they're really fucking talented. Like I've just props to them, and I think it would be an honour to get in the studio with them, and also I just love what they make. I love what they produce. I love the vocals. I love the lyrics. Like I can't fault them at all. So I feel like if I got in the studio with them, it would be a really good vibe.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna take you to our final segment.
Yeah.
The Mambo Tales mystery box. Okay.
God.
So Nancie, what you're going to do with this mystery box, you're going to reach into this box. You're going to take something out of this box. Whatever's in the box, you gotta talk to me about it.
What? Like sell it to you? Please tell me it's not like not live, is it?
Go on now.
Okay, it's a letter, so it's not a live animal. That's
fine. Oh, it's
fine.
a letter. I don't know if it's a letter, but let's check it out. Leave that right there on the table.
Anjuna Beats.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this. So, I got connected with Anjuna on my first single with them called Human. I did a Anjuna kitchen set for 60 minutes.
Wow.
And they're an incredible record label. I mean, it's like from above and beyond. I was listening to them when I was younger. They're like absolute legends. And I've been to, they obviously do the festivals and stuff. But yeah, it's been incredible to work with them. Hoping, if you're watching, I'll continue to work with them in the future. But yeah, they're a brilliant record label and just great people as well. Like when I DJ'd at the, I'm DJing in their kitchen, like at their offices.
Really?
Like what record label has this? It was amazing. Like everyone just, like people are like opening the fridge behind me and I'm there like dancing and stuff. Everyone that works there, they're just a great vibe. And I've been out with them on a few nights out. We've been to events together. And obviously my girl, Amy. It's just an incredible record label, and I'm hoping to work with them again in the future.
Okay. Final question.
Yeah.
We like to have a moment where the guest from the last episode asks a question for the guest of this episode. We never know who the next guest is, so it's kind of an open-ended question.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you the question that was asked from the last.
Yeah.
And then you're going to answer that question. Then you're going to ask a question for the next.
Right. So the whole time I'm answering, I'm just going to be thinking of what question I'm going to.
No. Fair enough. It's nothing crazy. Gokwan asked,
Oh, I love Gok Wan.
Do you really?
Yeah, I just met him properly recently.
He is amazing.
He is just, do you know what? He is a beautiful person. He is like dry sarcasm. He's like, auntie, and I'm just all for it. Like, I really, really loved him. He's a great person. He's like, he gets his leg up on the DJ decks when he's playing, and just his dancing and vibe. And also, he's a really kind, lovely person.
Just amazing.
The things that we spoke about, you know, it was like, I don't know, just in this day and age, he was like, oh, I've got these champagne bottles and I'm just going to give them to charity. And I was like, what? What a lovely thing. Just straight off the cuff, straight off the bat. And I was like,
type of guy.
that statement just said it all to me. I love him and respect him and just think he is. He actually said to me, he was like, we've got to do a set together. And I was like, absolutely. Can you imagine us both dancing in the booth? It would, like, I'd hope that
I
like
think
the decks.
that would break our social media.
What? No, the decks would have to be strapped to the ground. We would be going mental. So yeah.
The sun's just about to hit the water. I'm gonna illustrate this for you. Just about to hit the water. It's beautiful. Everyone's standing up, waiting for that final moment. What song are you playing as the sun's about to hit?
Do you want to know what song I'm playing tonight?
Go on.
I am playing tonight a very cool funky house remix of Rainbow by Bob Marley.
Really?
Yeah.
That's gonna be so
And
dope.
it's got a beautiful breakdown and the vocals come in and it builds up and then a saxophone comes in, the piano, and it is just...
Is this something that you...
I haven't produced this, no.
Okay.
But I found it and I was like, that's going in.
That,
It's perfect because also as well that I want to start, you know, when the sun is going down, I want to start, you know, I want to build that journey as the night goes on. I can't just come in with a really hard track, in my opinion. I don't care if other people do that, but for me, I want to build it up. I want to build that energy up. I want to see people getting up from their seats slowly and, you know, the crowd coming in. It makes it more fun in my eyes because it's like tapping into people's like heartbeats and souls. That's how I see it.
Yeah, so I...
Like a chemistry.
There you go.
So the next DJ, I'd like to ask if you had to play one track in your set, but in every set for the rest of your life, what track would that be?
Like forever.
Forever. So every time you do a DJ set, no matter it's the beginning, middle, or end, you have to play that one track. What would it be?
So yeah.
And I can't answer it because it's too hard. So I ain't got a clue.
You gotta hear it.
So good luck.
She screwed you guys. Whoever that next DJ is. Nancie, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it's such an honor. I really thank you.
So guys, Nancie's about to go downstairs now. She's about to murder this set downstairs. Gonna go crazy. Then she's gonna go to Pacha tonight and do the same thing. Guys, make sure you check Nancie out. Can you tell them like your socials and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, everything is at Nancie Music. So enjoy that, and I'm gonna go have a drink.
There you go. All right, guys, this is Mambo Tales. This is Nancie, and we out of this thing.